It was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, but instead the whole world watched me get humiliated in real time. I built everything from scratch, no help, no safety nets. Grew up in the foster system, bounced between group homes where birthdays were forgotten and hugs were currency. I used to sit by the window as a kid watching cars come and go, wondering if one would ever stop for me. None ever did, so I stopped waiting. I built walls instead, strong ones made of logic, routine, and ambition. By 30, I was a billionaire founder of a cybersecurity firm that practically ran half of Silicon Valley. But success is a funny thing. It fills your pockets, but doesn't say goodnight when the lights go out. Then she showed up. April Monroe, blonde, glamorous eyes like flash bulbs. She DM'd me after I landed on the cover of Forbes. "Let's grab coffee sometime, you seem interesting." That one message turned into dinners, rooftop parties, charity galas. The world called us power and perfection. I called it finally being seen. I ignored the red flags. How she never posted a photo unless the lighting was perfect. How she called me her billionaire like I was a handbag. But I let it slide because for the first time, I wasn't alone at the table. Our wedding was supposed to be legendary Mediterranean cliffs, orchids from Japan, a quartet flown in from Vienna. Even the napkins had our initials embroidered in gold. I stood at that altar in a suit so sharp it could cut glass, waiting and waiting until my phone buzzed. Asterisk April Monroe is now live. I tapped the screen. She was in a hotel suite with her influencer crew, champagne in hand, robe half open, laughing. To dodging a bullet, she said, raising her glass, like I'd marry some emotionally damaged tech bro with mommy issues. Then someone asked, "Wait, is the ceremony happening right now?" And she smirked. "Probably. He's probably standing there all alone." Tragic chic. Laughter. Thousands of viewers poured in. I stood there alone in front of flower arches and empty chairs while strangers spammed laughing emojis on my pain. I didn't cry. I wanted to. But old habits die hard. I just sat. Right there on the front row bench, like a fool. Then a voice cut through the silence. "Mr. Cole." It was Rachel, my assistant. No, my asterisk secretary. Asterisk if we're using titles. She'd worked with me for 6 years, always quiet, always precise. The one person who never tried to sell me anything, never asked for a photo, never made me feel like a product. She stood there in a simple navy dress, no clipboard, no schedule, just her. "I didn't see a seating chart," she said softly, "so I figured I'd sit somewhere in the back." "There's no one left to block your view," I muttered. I saw the live stream. Of course she did. Everyone did. I should have known, I whispered. Everyone warned me. I didn't want to be alone again. She walked down that aisle, not as a guest, not as an employee, but as the one damn person who never left. She sat next to me and said something I'll never forget. "You weren't broken today. You were asterisk betrayed. Asterisk." And there's a difference. I didn't move, didn't speak. She just sat with me through the silence, through the shame, through the storm. Later that week, I disappeared. Not from business, my company still ran like clockwork, but from the noise. I moved to a cabin by the lake. No headlines, no cameras, just stillness. I told one person where I was going. Rachel. She packed my bag, left a journal on top. Inside the cover, she wrote asterisk. When you can't say it aloud, write it down. Start with what hurts. End with what's still left. Asterisk. And I did. One night, after too much wine and too many ghosts, I wrote asterisk. I don't want to be alone. Asterisk. I called her the next morning, not for work, just to talk. She came. No heels, no laptop. Just jeans, a sweater, and that calm presence I didn't know I needed. We didn't try to asterisk fix, asterisk anything. We just existed. One night as rain tapped the windows like soft fingertips, I looked at her and said, "Why did you come that day?" She didn't blink. "Because I knew you'd need someone when the noise stopped." "And you didn't even like her," I said. "I didn't trust her," she replied, "but I trusted asterisk you." Asterisk. Weeks passed. We fell into rhythm. Not passion, not lust. Something slower, truer. She left notes in my coat pocket, quotes doodles inside jokes. I cooked breakfast before she woke up. One night we walked by the lake. She stopped, turned to me and said, "You never saw me, did you?" I said no, and that's my biggest regret. She smiled faintly. "Then look at me again." I did. Not as the woman who scheduled my meetings, but as the woman who sat beside me in ruin and made it bearable. When I finally proposed, there was no camera, no crowd. Just the wind, the lake, and a sapphire ring I picked because it matched her eyes under stormy skies. We got married on the same cliff where April had left me this time at dawn. No stage, no spectacle, just truth. Her dress simple, flowing like sea foam. My suit linen and barefoot. No tie, no show. Our vows weren't long. Just one question from the old minister: will you choose each other? Not once, not twice, but every ordinary day after this, I said I promise. She looked into my eyes and said I do. That was it. No applause, no live stream, just peace. 5 years later, our mornings start with tiny feet and squeals of laughter. Twin toddlers, Max and Ruby, take over the kitchen like it's a theme park. Pancake batter on the walls, wooden spoons in the sink. And Rachel, hair messy, wearing one of my old shirts, kisses my forehead and says, "Your banana pancakes better live up to the hype." This isn't the life I once imagined. It's better. After breakfast, we sit on the porch, coffee in hand, fingers intertwined. Sometimes we talk, sometimes we don't. Doesn't matter. One night I found that old journal again. Flip to the first page, asterisk, I don't want to be alone. Asterisk. Then I wrote underneath asterisk, I never was. I just hadn't found her yet. Asterisk. And after that one final line, asterisk. Now I have everything, and none of it came from noise. It came from the woman who stayed. Asterisk. So tell me this. My friends, what matters more, the person who shines on stage, or the one who stays when the curtain falls? Drop your thoughts below. Have asterisk. You asterisk ever mistaken the spotlight for love? Let's talk about it. And if this story hit you somewhere deep, hit like, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more real stories. I'm not the only one who's been left at the altar, but maybe you'll be the one who finally chooses to stay.